everybody? Hope we're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of CS:GO News. And first off today, the speculation is over. Fnatic will be adding back Krimz to their 5-man roster. He will be rejoining Olaf Meister and Dennis on that roster. The only question is now, and what we're speculating towards in this episode, is who he'll be replacing on that Fnatic roster and who will be sent back supposedly to the Godsent roster. As of right now, the only evidence we have is an AMA, pretty much a Reddit Q&A where pro players go onto Reddit and they actually respond with their own Reddit accounts. So this is verified. Flusha a long time ago, or quite some time ago, when the big Swedish trade occurred between Godsent and Fnatic, he was asked, if Olaf Meister, Dennis, and Krimz had stuck together, Krimz never left that Fnatic roster, who would he have been replaced by? Who would be Godsent's 5th member? And he actually replied saying Lekra would have been their 5th member. So as of right now, our only evidence, still pretty strong evidence here, is that Flusha is saying Lekra would be their 5th member. So we can assume as of right now that Fnatic Krimz will be replacing Lekra on that current Fnatic roster, and Lekra will be going back to Godsent. So we can only assume this as of right now, but it is 100% confirmed. Fnatic Krimz is now a thing. This now does mean that Krimz, Dennis, Olaf Meister, the 3-man trio, the requirement for that major spot has been fulfilled and taken away from Godsent, and it'll now return to Fnatic. So you guys can expect the next E-League major, that legendary spot, will now be going to this Fnatic roster. So congrats to them. Going to be very curious to see, though, as of right now, if he will replace Twist, or maybe even Wenton, or Venton, however you pronounce that. A lot of people are saying that Twist is being the youngster, probably going to be the young star of that squad, so probably not going to replace him. So as of right now, Fnatic Krimz is confirmed. Who he's going to replace, though, up in the air. And I really want to save this big story for tomorrow's episode, so stay tuned for the next 24 hours when we have more announcements about this. But apparently, this Fnatic trade, the Fnatic Godsent, another trade here with Krimz going back to the old Fnatic roster, is probably not even going to be the biggest trade or the biggest drop of this week that we see in CSGO in the big rosters. Apparently, SK Gaming will be dropping one of their members and replacing with one of the Immortals roster members as well. I'm going to leave more of that on the table as of right now. You guys can leave your guesses down below. But as of right now, we had Fallen tweet out a couple days ago saying internal issues with the team, and we can actually assume as of right now that apparently it's been heavily speculated FNX is going to be the member replaced on SK Gaming's roster, and he'll be replaced by an Immortals roster member. As of right now, not confirmed. I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow, guys, but very possible the #1 team in the world, or the previous #1 team in the world, is going to have a roster change. So pretty big news here coming very soon on CSGO News. And in very cool news for any of you guys who like seeing esports or just Counter-Strike in general on television, guys, obviously E-League, one of the first times we've ever been able to televise CSGO, and now more importantly on Fuse TV, apparently in 3 weeks time, around mid-November, they should be releasing a documentary on Team Liquid solely on their run for ESL New York. Now I first thought, oh my gosh, I'd be really excited to see back in ESL Cologne their run during that past summer with the All-American Final versus SK Gaming. This is what I first thought their documentary would be about, but apparently going to be all about their 3rd to 4th place run with SK Gaming in ESL New York, as many of you guys saw a couple weeks ago. So it's still a really great performance. I'm going to be very excited to see this documentary. Apparently going to be right around 30 minutes long on Fuse TV. I'm not sure if this is actually an international network, so we all are going to be able to see this, but still, if you're a North American fan or a Team Liquid fan specifically, going to be very cool to see behind the scenes footage and all this stuff we usually don't see from many teams. Besides Optic Gaming, there's really not a lot of teams out there. Astralis has short videos as well. Not a lot of teams out there who are publicity-wise showing a lot of their behind the scenes footage of these teams. So it's going to be very cool to see the documentary here. And in 2 really good stories for all of you guys, we do have Maniac returning to CSGO. Over 2 weeks ago, he was actually kicked and replaced from that Rogue roster. Many of you guys heard. I was worried about his return to the competitive scene, if he would try and go back to the French scene or go back to coaching. He himself actually said he was going to try and go back to the French scene, and he is now with Team Millenium, apparently as a temporary player. So Maniac is back to playing. His teammate he was kicked with, Headshot, has not yet returned to a team, but yes, Maniac has now returned for Team Millenium for this EWC tournament. Now, if you guys do not know, ESWC, probably the dream tournament for all these Tier 2 and Tier 3 teams, and when I say that, it's not the largest prize pool, only a $75,000 prize pool, but if you guys are a Tier 2 or a Tier 3 team fan, this is the tournament you guys want to watch. It starts next week on, I believe it's going to be October 27th, so stay tuned for this. We have teams like this Team Millenium who are actually placed in a very good group and have a really good chance of getting out of group stages. They'll have the chance to play against teams like Rogue, Maniac's old team, going to be a very cool rivalry there. But also we have teams like Penta, Rogue, Gambit, both Fnatic and Godsent Academy rosters. We also have Space Soldiers, Epsilon. So many great talents for top tier and top, I think it's the top tier of 2 and 3 here. Really all these teams here, I believe there's 32 teams in total. So if you guys are a fan of these tiers of teams, please go and watch it. It's going to be one of the best competitions you will see all year long, and I cannot wait to see all these rivalries. A lot of new rosters here as well, along with Gambit and all these new changed rosters. Rogue as well as one of them. So it's going to be a great tournament to watch. Keep an eye out for this one, guys. And the organizer DreamHack also came out with a huge announcement late last night. They're going to be expanding their DreamHack circuit from 6 events all the way to 9 events. More speculation here on my half, guys, is maybe DreamHack will not have a major or be hosting a major in the year of 2017 because of this expansion here. Kind of a weird thing to do, all of a sudden do an increased expansion by 50% all the way to 9 events. Now, I do want to expand on this, guys. All 9 events will have $100,000 $10,000 prize pool. I believe 4 of these will be American hosted events and 5 of them will be European hosted, and then have a mix of teams. So it's going to be very cool to see DreamHack hosting all these events, and hopefully best of luck. It's just crazy to see all the organizers we have between, ESL, ESCA, Starlighter, DreamHack, all these great organizers. Every one of them is announcing so many leagues, so many tournaments. I mean, this one individual organizer alone, DreamHack, has now announced 9 events for just 1 year. For some esports, that's the entire year's worth of events, and this is just one of our many organizers we have. So it's pretty crazy to see how overcrowded and saturated the CSGO scene is right now. But still gonna be very cool to see. DreamHack usually puts on great events as well. They've also just announced their DreamHack winter lineups, which will include teams from North America, Optic, and Cloud9, alongside FaZe, Dignitas, Flipside, Renegades. Godsent also snagged a roster spot with apparently going to be that new roster with Krimz leaving that roster and Lekra hopefully joining. And then we also have Gamut Gaming and their new roster. Very excited to see, guys, DreamHack's new circuit. It's going to be very fun to see how they do. As always, thank you all for watching this episode of CSGO News. Hope you guys all enjoyed. These episodes are getting so fun to make, especially with all of your great support down below in the comment section. I'm going to try and reply to all the comments, or as many as I can tonight. I've just been so busy this week, and I really hate how I've stopped replying to all your comments, so I'm going to try my best. Also, thank you to everyone who tried to take a chance and buy my shirts. I have lowered the price to just about as low as they can possibly go. I tweeted out last night. I don't think enough people actually saw it. This is no longer about trying to make profit. I'm just trying to get everyone to wear my shirts. I know that sounds kind of like a selfish vision, but I've always had this goal where if I can try and run a website and at least break even to the point where I can keep on making more designs for all of you guys, I'm already going to invest into 2 more designs, which are way cooler and way better than this one right now. So if you guys want to wait for that, there are going to be long sleeves out sometime soon in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to keep on investing. I'm going to keep on trying for my vision, because I do believe that, it's a cool design. I think I can actually push this for you guys, and I'm again going to try and make it as inexpensive as possible for all of you. So thank you to everyone who bought a design. They are still available as of right now. The top link in the description. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you. I will see you guys all tomorrow with some more important CSGO news. Remember, I like you. Goodbye.